Good morning, students. So this is our last topic for this week, and we are for the course, which is the static members. So a very small topic and just a quick introduction on static members. I'll be explaining with the help of a program basically here. So static members. Static members, it can be variables or it can be methods. So they belong to a class and they do not belong to a specific object. Now we have seen that a class basically contains two sections. One section contains the variables and other section contains the methods. Variables that we declare in the class and the methods that we declare in the class, they are called as instance variables and instance method. Why? Because every time we instantiate a class, a new copy of each of them is created, because they have to be accessed. Any variable or any method of a class, if I want to call, I have to call that variable or a method with the help of the object of the class. Now let's assume that we want to define a member that is common to all the objects, and it should be accessed without using a particular object. That means it's not common to any object, rather it is common to all the objects. So that is, the member belongs to the class as a whole rather than to the object. So such members can be defined with the help of the static. So static members, and the first thing is static, they belong to a class and they are not specific to any object. Example is, if you can recall, we use the math class variables like pi, like square root, like max, like power, like absolute value. Math class variables, they are all the static variables. Another example can be, we declare a method that returns the sum of two numbers. Another method can be like, variable can be a rector in the student class for rector's name university, and count in the student class for counting the number of student objects. Static members, how to create the static members? They are declared in the class by using the static keyword. In general, static members can be referred to using just the class name, no need for making those objects. So for example, if I have declared any method as a static or any variable as a static, no need to call that method or that variable with the help of the object name, or I can call the static method or the static variable with the help of the class name. Now what are the use of static variables and static methods? I will do a program for now. The members that are declared static, they are called as static members. These members are associated with the class rather than the individual object. So static variables and static methods, they are referred to as the class variable and the class methods. Static variables are used when we want to have some common variable to all the instances. One of the common example is to have a variable that could count how many objects a class has created. And remember, Java creates only one copy of the static variable. Like static variables, static methods can be called without using the objects. They are also available for use by other classes. And methods that are of general utility but they do not directly affect the instance of the class are usually declared as class methods. So example is the math class of the Java library. It defines many static methods to perform the math operations and can be used in any program. Okay, so let me just create a program to tell you the difference between the instance variables and the static variables. The first thing that you have to keep in mind is that the static variables, they are associated with the class and they are not associated with the object. Alright, let me just create a main class. Example is the I will first of all make a program just to show you the math functions. They are all the examples of the static example. Alright, so when we create a math function, math library, so for example, if I just want to print if you see over here, static, right? Now all the variables that are declared inside the method, or all the variables that are declared as static, they belong to a class and there is no need to access those variables by creating the object of the class. Rather, we can access those variables and methods by the name of the class. Alright. Okay, so for example, if I want to find out the square root of a number, I will write a statement float x is equals to math dot square root, and let me just write over here 25.0. Now, square root is a method. Square root is a method of the math class. I am not making any object of the math class. Rather, I am calling the square root function just by writing the name of the class. If you remember, how do we write? How do we call a method or something like this? In that case, if it is not static, I must create something like math abc is equals to new math, and then I should write abc dot square root and something like this inside. Now I don't need to make an object of the math class. Why? Because all the members which are declared in the math class, they are static. So static variables, static methods, they can be called just by writing the name of the class rather than creating the object of the class, because static members, they are associated with the class and not with any object. So if I want to print, I will just write system.out.println, and here I will write x. That's it. Math class is a very good example of the static members. Let me just show you also something. Okay, double. Alright. So if you see over here, this function method square root, I am calling the square root method just by writing the math class. I am not creating any object of the math class. So this is the beauty of the static variables. The method square root is a class method, or it is a static method defined in the math class. The static methods are called by using the class names. In fact, no object has been created for the math class, but static methods, they have certain restrictions also. Now, why do we need these static methods and why do we need these static variables? Alright, so let me just prepare a program to show you the use of static methods and static variables. First of all, I will make a static method. I will just make a Java class. I am just going to make a very simple class math operation. What I am going to do, I will include two static methods here. One will multiply the two numbers, another will divide the two numbers. But I am going to declare those two methods as the static method. So static, my basic purpose is how you can call the methods. That means there is no use for creating the object of the class. Alright, for example, I have a static. Now see here, I have not used any public keyword over here. It's a static. Methods I will normally write as public. And what is the return type of the method? It should be double. Then the name of the method is multiply, and let me just declare over here double x double y. Alright, now since there is a return type of this method, so what the method is returning? It is returning me the multiplication of two numbers. Alright, same thing, I declare another method static, static double divide double x double y. I am declaring both the methods as static, so return x divided by y. Now this is my class. I have declared two static methods over here. Now let me just create a main class to show you how we can call the static methods, static members. Okay, test math operation. Normally, when I want to call this method, for example, when I want to call this method, double. What will I do? I will declare, what will I do? I will create a object of the math operation class and then call this method. But since the methods are declared as static, there is no need for creating the object of this class. What I can do, I can just call like this, double A is equals to name of the class, math operation dot multiply, and here I can pass 5, 4. Alright, so if you see over here, I have called the method which I have declared in the math operation class multiply. I have not called with any by making an object, rather just by with the help of the class name and just using the name of the method. This is actually how you can access the static members. Same thing I can call the another method also, double B is equals to math operation and 5 divided by 5, and the other static method was division method. So now I can print over here system.out.println A and plus, and here in the same line I can print B plus B. Alright, so if you see in this example, I have 20 and 1. In this example, I have called the two methods of the math operation class, but I have not made any object. I have not done something like this. If you see over here, the normal case that we do, math operation OP is equals to new math operation, and then calling OP is OP dot mul and 4, 5. Alright, so when we are declaring members as the static, then no need to create the object. We can call those methods just with the help of the name of the class, because they are the class methods, or we call it as the static methods. Now coming to the static variables. Alright, so coming to the static variables now, how to declare the static variables. I can have public or private static variables. First of all, I will talk about public static variables. So for example, if I have declared a static variable, public static int count is equals to 0, any value I have given to the static variables, I can access this variable like system.out.println, and here math, no need to create the objects, just with the name of the class, math operation dot count. It will print the value. Alright, so if you see over here, it will print the value as 0. Alright, now this was the case about if we have declared a static variable as a public. Now if I have declared a static variable as a private, that means private variables cannot be declared. So if I declare it as private, for example, see here, now since this is a private static member, it cannot be accessed. It will give me an error over here. So what I need to do, I need to create a public method. Now static method can be called inside a static method. You cannot access a static variable inside the instance method, and vice versa also. You cannot access an instance variable in a static method, but you can access static variables inside a static method. So for accessing this variable, to make this variable available to the other class, I will have to make a static method, maybe something like this, public static int count, int get count, and then I just do some operation, count plus plus, I just increment the count, and because it has a data type, return type, So I will do it. Alright, now one thing to note over here, I can, for example, if I have something like this, double x, right? Now this x variable cannot be accessed inside the static method. I cannot use this x variable inside the static method. I can use only static variables inside the static method. Instance variables cannot be used inside the static method. So this is the one point you need to note. So if I want to write over here, now what I need to do, I need to call the get count method over here. Same thing I can do, but get count method, C is capital, and get count method I need to call over here. No need to create an object, just with the name of the class. So here the value of count will be printed as 1 as I incremented the count. If you don't want, this is whatever operation we want to do, we can do inside the method. So static variables can be, private static variables can be called inside the public static methods. Alright, now let's go to the slides and to check what are the uses, why do we need them. Alright, so now I guess the concept of the static members must be clear to you. So a class can have static variables as well as static method. Static variable is a variable that belongs to a class as a whole and not to one object. Each object has its own copy of the instance variable. However, static variable, there is only one copy of the variable and all objects can use this variable. So a static variable can be used by the objects to communicate between each other. Alright, so now if a variable is declared as static, then there is only one copy of the variable. All objects of the class will use that copy. Example is here. Static variables can be declared and initialized at the same time. So just like shown over here, static variables can be declared and initialized at the same time. If you can check my program also, I initialized and declared at the same time. If not explicitly initialized, if you have not explicitly initialized, a static variable will automatically be initialized to default value. For example, if I don't initialize the count in my previous question, it will be initialized to default value, which is 0 for integer, for the static boolean variables false, other primitive to 0, and string variables, they are, and class type, they are initialized to null. It is always preferable to explicitly initialize the static variables rather they rely on the default initialization. Alright, now we can have a static final variables also. Static variable should always be defined as private. I just explained you how to define a static variable as private unless it is defined as the constant. In addition to static, the declaration of a static defined constant must also be the modifier final, which indicates that if its value cannot be changed. Alright, now for example, if I go over to the previous program, instead of static int, if I declare this as final, now the value of this variable cannot be changed. If I have declared the variable as final, private static int final, the value, here final will come before the int. So if I declare it as final, I cannot change the value, because if you see over here, cannot assign a value to a final variable, because I am incrementing over here. I cannot change the value of the final variable. So if a variable is declared as final, that means it is a constant. Its value cannot be changed during the program execution. So I can declare a variable both as static and final. Alright, so it is defined as private. It's preferable to define it as private. Value of a static public defined constant cannot be altered, even if you have public variable also. So final cannot be altered. Alright, going next. When referring to such a defined constant outside the class, we use the name of the class in place of ceiling object. So whenever I am using, for example, this variable outside the class, I will refer to this with the help of the class name, not with the object name. Coming to the static method is one that can be used without calling an object. I just explained you how to make a static method, how to call a static method. Static method belongs to a class. Its definition is in the class definition. When a static method is defined, keyword static is placed in the method header. So static methods, they can have a return type, they can be void. The one that I prepared, I showed the demo, it has a return type. Static methods are invoked using the class name instead of the name of the object. So they can be used by just the name of the class. So if I go over here in my previous program, over here, for example, here I call the method multiplication with the help of the name of the class. I didn't make any object for the class math operation. So static methods, they can be called just with the name of the class, no need to create an object. Alright, invoking a non-static method within a static method. So for example, if I have a static method and a non-static method, can I do this? A static method cannot refer to an instance variable of the class, and it cannot invoke a non-static method of the class. So for example, I have toString method over here. Alright, so inside this, if you see, this is a static method. This is a static method, and inside this toString method, since this is a non-static method, I cannot call a non-static method inside the static method. This is because non-static methods and variables, they are called by a specific object, and static methods, they are called by a class name. Static method can invoke another static method. A non-static method can also call a non-static method, just like we have the rules. Alright, so for example, if toString is a non-static method, inside non-static method I can call getGPA, which is a non-static method, because toString method is called by object, and getGPA will also be called by the object. So because they are the non-static methods. Alright, so now there is a difference. What are summarizing the difference? Static method can call the static method. Calling the non-static method, it is not allowed. There must be an object to call the non-static method. So here I have to, there must be an object. I cannot do this. Inside the same class, outside the same class, not applicable. Now static method, calling the static method, it's allowed. It can be allowed inside the same class, and it can be allowed outside the same class. Class name dot static method, so it is allowed. Non-static method, calling non-static method, as we have learned also in the previous program, it's allowed inside the same class. It's allowed only the method name, and not allowed there must be an object. Non-static method, calling the static method. Now the reverse is true. If you see this first and fourth, inside the static method you cannot call a non-static method, but inside a non-static method you can call a static method. It's allowed. In the same class you just try to mention the method name, and even the outside class it is allowed by class name and the static method name. Main method can be inside a class, and this will make the class run. As we know, our program must have the main method, which is always declared as static, and there is no need to make the object of this class. So now we have seen the rules for what are their purpose and what is their rules, but they can have the restrictions also. The main restrictions are static methods can call only static methods, they cannot call non-static methods, they can access only static data, they cannot access instance data, and they cannot refer to this or super in any way. So these are some of the restrictions in the static variables and the static methods. So I think you can refer to this program over here. Anyways, we will have the program in our lab class on Thursday. 2 or 3 programs I'll be discussing. So I think I have finished with the topic. So thank you so much.